Congratulations on your purchase of a CooLift. You're on your way to greater efficiency and improved safety. It is important to understand the features of your CooLift before the first use. Your CooLift is shipped with an owner's manual tag with the link and QR code to download the manual. Be sure to read the owner's manual thoroughly before the first use. The battery charger is mounted inside the enclosure. Before charging, check for loose connections between the charger and the input-output wires. Connect the AC charger plug to 120-volt domestic AC outlet. Charge the CooLift for 6 hours before using it for the first time. The flashing red lights indicate the charging phase while the batteries are charging. The number of flashing red bars indicates the level of charge. When the green light flashes and there are no red lights, the battery is 95 to 100% charged, and the charger is charging in maintenance mode. When the battery is fully charged, the green light remains solid. If the batteries are fully charged and the charger is plugged in, the charger light will run through the entire cycle. It may take up to 3 to 5 minutes to complete the cycle. Do not assume the charger did not charge the batteries. The charger constantly reads the batteries to determine optimal charging behavior. Wait several minutes for the charger to properly read the batteries. The battery must be charged within 6 months of storage to prevent self-discharge. If the battery is not charged within 6 months of storage, permanent loss of capacity may occur. The battery should be charged at the end of each day. You cannot overcharge the battery. While charging, the battery meter will repeatedly scroll across the bars up to the level of charge in the battery. Once fully charged, the display will scroll up to 10 bars. After the charger is unplugged, the battery meter will show the charge state of the battery whenever the main power switch is turned on. Wrap the input cord around the cord storage brackets located on the frame when not charging the CooLift. The hydraulic lift system can be powered independently from propulsion in case powered equipment is not allowed on store floors. However, the lift system must be powered on before the propulsion system can be switched on. The on-off switches are located in the upper right corner of the enclosure's top surface. Move the switch on the main side upward to turn on the electric pump. To turn on the propulsion system, move the switch on the propulsion side upward. To turn off only the propulsion system and continue to have power in the lift system, move the switch on the propulsion side down. To turn off the lift system, move the main switch down. Please note that both systems will be powered off when the main switch is in the off position, even if the propulsion switch is in the on position. The CooLift does not automatically turn off after a period of non-use. It is important to remember to turn off the unit when not lifting or lowering to conserve battery power. The deck positioning switch is located on the top of the enclosure. When the CooLift is turned on, the deck is lifted while the user presses the up switch. Motion is stopped when the switch is released. The same is true for the down switch. The deck is lowered while the user presses the down switch. Motion is stopped when the switch is released. It is important to keep hands, feet, and all items clear of the moving parts of the CooLift. Squeeze the brake lever toward the bar to stop or to slow the CooLift. Engage the holding brake by depressing the brake lever back toward the horizontal handle with one hand and flipping the holding brake latch into one of the provided notches to hold it in place. Engage the holding brake whenever leaving the CooLift unattended. The containment strap is used to secure a pallet load. Make sure the deck is in the up position prior to fastening the containment strap. Firmly grasp the end of the strap. Pull the strap out from the canister directly over the center of the load, taking care not to twist the strap. Extend the strap far enough to snap into position and hook the strap to the containment lock located at the lower front end of the cart. The CooLift can be raised and lowered manually if the need arises due to a critically low or non-existent power situation. To operate the pump in the manual mode, insert the handle into the pump handle receiver located at the top of the cutout on the rear access panel of the cart, and begin a pumping motion to raise the lift deck. To lower the deck, slide the handle over the manual release valve screw located directly below the receiver at the bottom of the cutout and turn it counterclockwise to release the pressure. When the lift deck is at the lowest position, The manual release valve should be tightened to ready the manual pump for the next lift operation. Please note that the deck will not rise if the manual release valve is in the open position while in manual mode, and it will not stay up when operating with power. To move a loaded pallet with the CooLift, make sure the CooLift deck is in the down position. Push the CooLift under the pallet until fully inserted and the back of the pallet is touching the back of the cart or the bulkhead if one is installed. If inserting the CooLift under the pallet is difficult, optional lift assist handles can help create the leverage needed to get underneath the pallet. Press and hold the up switch until the lift deck is fully raised. This is noticeable by the sound change of the running hydraulic pump and the stop of upward motion of the pallet. Engage the holding brake by depressing the brake lever back toward the horizontal handle with one hand and flipping the holding brake latch into one of the provided notches to hold it in place. Fasten the containment strap to secure the load. Disengage the brake to begin pushing or pulling the loaded CooLift. To unload a pallet from the CooLift, position the CooLift on a level surface and engage the holding brake. Lower the deck completely. Unlock the containment strap from the lock by lifting the tab and sliding the latch out. Walk the strap back into position on the canister. Disengage the holding brake by pulling the brake lever back until the latch releases. Pull the CooLift out from underneath the pallet. Use the directional switch to indicate either forward or reverse movement. The unit can be driven forward when the switch is pushed upward or in the middle position. The switch must be pushed backward for reverse. The CooLift is always in manual push mode except when the throttle is engaged. To begin motion, slowly pull the throttle. The Propulsion Assist can be activated and deactivated mid-stride. There is a seamless transition between turning the assist on and off. Take precaution when switching between manual mode and Propulsion Assist mode so that you maintain complete control over the load. When the CooLift is fully loaded, you may need to assist the unit up steep inclines, especially when that incline covers a long distance. While the propulsion system will do most of the work, the user may need to exert a small amount of effort. Before you leave with the CooLift, there are some important inspections that should be performed to ensure the CooLift will function properly on the route. If anything does not function as it should, contact Magline. First, make sure that the deck fully lifts and lowers. Turn the unit on and operate the pump up and down several times. The deck should move smoothly and evenly with no excessive noise from the pump or motor. Hydraulic fluid should not leak anywhere in the system. Next, check for hydraulic leaks. Only a thin film of fluid on the cylinder piston rod is acceptable. There should not be any leakage from any of the cylinders or at the manual bypass valve. Third, the CooLift should roll smoothly. Test this by pushing an empty CooLift across a smooth, flat surface. Let it roll, and it should travel in a nearly straight line for several feet. Next, check the brakes for functionality. Roll the CooLift at walking speed and apply the brakes. The brakes should feel responsive and not soft, and the brake lever should not contact the horizontal handle. The parking brake should remain active over time. Lock the brakes for 10 minutes, then push the CooLift with the brakes still locked. The brakes should remain engaged. Then check to make sure the safety strap is working properly. The strap should pull smoothly from the canister. It should reach around a lifted load, and the strap tongue should securely lock into the buckle at the front end of the CooLift. The tongue should only be able to be removed by releasing the buckle. And finally, inspect the propulsion system. Test the on-off switch to be sure the unit will turn on and off as intended. With the unit on, test that the unit moves forward and backward with propulsion. When building loads onto the pallet, a common method is to load SKUs in horizontal layers. Another method is to load SKUs in vertical stacks. The maximum stacking height for all models is 50 inches. However, never stack a load that is higher than the user's line of vision when lifted by a CooLift. Always load within the load capacity limit and within the pallet footprint. When securing the load of the pallet, secure a section of the shrink wrap to one of the shrink wrap catches on any pallet corner. When wrapping the loaded pallet, be sure that the plastic wraps both around the load and the pallet. This prevents the product from falling off the pallet when the pallet is moving. Load the pallets lengthwise into the trailer. Secure each row of loaded pallets, including the final row, with a cargo strap or a load bar. Once the trailer is loaded with pallets, insert the CooLift completely under a fully loaded pallet and toggle the up switch until the deck contacts the bottom of the pallet, but does not lift and engage the holding brake. Turn the unit off. Secure the CooLift with a load bar or strap. If a row of pallets does not span the width of a trailer, a stack of empty pallets can be used to prevent the short row from shifting during transit. The CooLift can also be fully inserted underneath the pallet at the end of the short row to prevent shifting. Just remember to engage the deck with this pallet and to engage the parking brake. Empty pallets can interlock with each other for transport back to the trailer and while being stored in the trailer. At the end of the day, when there are no loaded pallets on the truck, the CooLift should be parked next to the wall and strapped in with the holding brake engaged. By following the steps in this video and in the owner's manual, the CooLift will provide years of uninterrupted service. Thank you for your purchase.